Hi, this is Kyle Andrew here at Uncensored Pillow Talk, and I'm joined with Gregory Wells of Queering Psychedelics. Gregory, thank you so much for being here tonight.
Absolutely, pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Wonderful. So tell us a little bit about Queering Psychedelics, this event that's coming up here in the Bay Area.
Yeah, Queering Psychedelics was born out of an idea that hatched at Horizons Conference this past October in New York City. And Bia Labache is a local conference organizer, and she's the creator of Chacruna.net. And so through a conversation with her, we decided that there should be a conference focused on queers and the role of queer people in the psychedelic movement.
So what's your role in this whole organization, the movement, the event?
Yeah, I'm helping Bia organize it, basically, and I'll be moderating a discussion at the conference. So a lot of behind-the-scenes organizational things.
You're kind of like keeping everything together.
Doing my best, yeah.
So why should people care about psychedelics? Why should people just not do it when they have fun?
Well, without a doubt, psychedelics can be fun for many people, but there is also a huge healing potential, which is being researched many institutions around the world right now. Obviously, we have a lot of issues with mental health in this country. There are a lot of people with trauma, particularly in the gay community. We have higher rates of depression, anxiety, PTSD, potentially addiction, things like that. And psychedelics are proving to be a very useful tool in addressing some of those issues. For example, there are a couple of studies going on in the United States now, as well as other parts of the world. Some that people might be familiar with is using MDMA to treat PTSD. There's also a study going on at Johns Hopkins University using psilocybin, or magic mushrooms, the active ingredient in mushrooms, to treat depression and anxiety and smoking cessation, things like that.
Psychedelic umbrella. What's under the psychedelic umbrella?
Well, the classics are LSD, psilocybin. Ketamine does have psychedelic properties. There's not a lot of agreement necessarily in the psychedelic world about where ketamine falls.
It's like a half sibling. You have like a little bit in, a little bit out.
Yeah, same with MDMA. Some people don't consider it one of the classic psychedelics. So in that group, you also have mescaline, peyote, psilocybin, ayahuasca, DMT.
So a lot of the benefits that you've talked about, mental health, trauma, just, I guess, enjoyment, people being more open to talk about their experiences. These are all some of the great things that psychedelics has the potential to bring to our society. But also with good things, there are bad things. And I think that we've all heard our mother's tale that psychedelics, they drive you insane, they cause bad trips. What are some of the things that relate to that and are a part of this bigger movement?
Yeah, so a lot of that is the propaganda that led to psychedelics being outlawed in the first place after LSD hit the streets and was kind of unleashed on the world. What we're learning now is that psychedelics, when done safely, are, for most people, quite safe, in addition to being healing. However, we do caution that psychedelics should, most of the time, be done with somebody who is experienced, perhaps as a guide, a sitter, a therapist, particularly if you're doing it for healing purposes. And psychedelics aren't necessarily for everyone. So people who have particular mental health issues, maybe like untreated bipolar disorder, people who are on certain medications to treat other mental illnesses like antidepressants, things like that, those can be dangerous. If someone has a history of having psychosis, maybe taking psychedelics isn't safe for them.
So someone who might have one of these conditions or might be experiencing some of these things, how would they get in contact with resources in this direction?
Yeah, right now access to most psychedelics is very, very limited. For example, one would need to be accepted into a research study to access MDMA legally or psilocybin. You mentioned several
studies that are currently being done.
Yeah, and people can find out information about those at the maps.org website under research. And
so MAPS. What is MAPS?
Yeah, MAPS is the Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies, and they are sponsoring the MDMA study that is going on several sites around the country, as well as a few sites in Europe.
What would you say to critics of psychedelics that think that psychedelics are just going to become another pharmaceutical commodity?
Well, that's certainly a danger, and I can guarantee that that's not going to happen. None of us can. one of the things that MAPS is doing and the way that they are researching the drug and the way that the MDMA will be potentially rolled out to interested patients is that MAPS is really maintaining a tight control on how the drug is going to be manufactured, who will have access to it. Now they can't do that forever. But assuming things go as planned, the FDA approves MDMA, it gets rescheduled from a Schedule 1 to, say, a Schedule 3 category, meaning more available for medical use. Yeah, that MAPS would kind of have a control on that for about 5 years to keep it out of the hands of big pharma. With psilocybin, the development's taking a little bit of a different approach, but there are many of us.
So with each of the substances, there's a little bit of a different path within there.
Exactly.
So if people are, they see this, they're interested in attending the event, what's the best way to get more information?
The best way is to go to chacruna.net.
Okay, how do you spell that? Because I'm hearing it and I may not know.
Yeah, CHACRUNA.net.
And we'll have that link below here. So you guys can click on it if you guys are interested in attending. Gregory, thank you so much for being here. We've really appreciated having you.
Absolutely. Been a pleasure, Kyle. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, with Uncensored Pillow Talk, I'm Kyle Andrew. Until next time.